Hello, everybody. I'm Krasi, and I'm really honored to have with me Prash Trivedi. He doesn't need to be introduced at all. He is a best-selling astrology author. He's ancient Vedic astrologer. You know him with his planetary music. Hello, Prash. Thank you so much for being here and for
Yes.
accepting my invitation.
Nice to talk to you, Krasi. Nice to talk to you.
Just to say that your books are amazing, and I use them all the time, and this is the one I'm showing for people that don't know, the most wonderful book on nakshatras, which is really amazing. The other one I'm using all the time is on Rahu and Ketu experience. It's amazing and so nice to comprehend. So I really recommend it to new astrologers, or also to people who are astrologers.
Yes, Krasi. The thing is that before going into Vedic astrology, like now, I would recommend people to get this Peace Gita. It's my new book, okay, and it's about basics of living in, like, because what I'm seeing is that people are not really ready to understand the ancient sciences and things like that because they don't have the foundation for it. From a physical point of view, or a mental point of view, or a psychological point of view. Okay, so without the foundation, the building collapses. So that's what I've been noticing. So I want people to have a very strong foundation before they go into study of Jyotish or any other astrology thing or anything like that. So I want people to have that first. So that's very important because unless you have a Vedic way of living, you can't really go into a Vedic science. Okay, so that's something which I would like people to go to Peace Gita. It's available on Amazon, and it comes recommended if you type my full name, Prashant Trivedi,
I
on
will put
Amazon.
under this video your website, your YouTube channel, also the links to your books, which are really written in such comprehensive way that it's they are really amazing.
That's why I would like people to get the Peace Gita first, try it, to understand that and put that in their life, and do Jyotish and astrology study afterwards, like learning the nakshatras or anything else afterwards. That's what I would suggest from my side. Yes.
Saying this, Prash, I was impressed, and this is why for so long I'm inviting you. I was impressed by something that is truly understanding from your side the language of the universe and being observational astrologer. This is how I perceive you. So I see, and when I follow your YouTube channel and the music and the electric guitar music that you're composing, this is something very amazing. I want that we make it known to people, because what you do is the music of the spheres, and and tell more about this, because this is amazing. Just to know, for people that don't know, the last thing I saw from you was the Martian music, which you composed with your electric guitar. And this Martian music, when I heard it, it was really Mars. It's amazing. Please say about this. Say about this, and say how, for people that are not such gurus in astrology and this like you, how to connect with the universe, how to have all these remedies work for us.
Okay. The thing is that first thing people have to understand in music is that music is first sound. Okay. So people think music is some notes, or like there are these 12 notes and that's it. But music is much more than that. Music is just sound. Okay. Now there are different frequencies in sound, and there is different qualities, and there's different timbres. So sound has quality, and there is a proper sound for everything. So all grahas have their own signatures. Okay. And so when you understand sound properly, from the sound comes from Akash element. Akash means ether, sky, and electricity is closer to ether element. Ether and electricity are connected. Okay, so just like electricity comes from ether and sound comes from ether, so they are both the same thing. Even this world we see around us is sound, and that's why they say word made the world. Word is sound, and then you put a L turn and you get world. Okay, this whatever you're seeing, it's a creation. The whole creation is sonic creation. The whole creation is a sonic creation. So through sound you can understand everything. So like all the nakshatras, all the grahas, I've done sounds for all grahas and all the nakshatras. So the point is that first you have to actually understand the energy on a psychological level. Okay. And for that, you have to be psychologically sorted yourself. Okay. Though you shouldn't have any kind of distortion inside yourself. That's why I suggest people have a like a Vedic lifestyle and a weather like a centering. They should understand their own physical body properly and how to use it, and then you can use an instrument like electric guitar afterwards. If you can't use your own physical body, then you can't use electric guitar. I mean, like there's some basic steps to everything. So with me, I always started with basic steps, like what is the right thing to do with the body. Okay, so once you start doing that, then you put your body under your control, then your mind comes under your control, then you get still, then you can understand the energies of different things, aspects of this multiverse much more coherently and much more simply. So, and then finally you are able to express them through, say, sound or electric guitar or any of these things, which then produce results like rainbows or crop circles or different lightnings or rain or whatever you want to create. So when internal coherence increases, that's when you get the external results in terms of sound and effects in nature and all of these things. Okay, but another thing to understand is that everything is connected. Okay, like for example, you have nakshatra, like it has sounds, like each nakshatra has a sounds connected to it. Now, like ka or kha or whatever, so like if the ka sound is there, then people have to understand what does that sound mean. Okay, or the or tha or any of these sounds, what are these sounds meaning? Okay, and why are they connected to that energy? Okay, so that is more where the mystery is. Like, so people have to understand things from that basic a level. In that book which you showed, I had given the sounds, but about each nakshatra, I've given the sounds, but I'm not explained exactly why that sound is connected to the nakshatra or what that does. But to show that I do music and do different things to create that connection or show that connection. Like for nakshatra, there'll be different kind of sound, or adra, there'll be different kind of sound, and those particular letters associated with it will be used in that, in specific ways and tones and notes. Okay, so people have to understand that there is a connection. Everything in this multiverse is connected. We don't have anything which is like, okay, you learn Jyotish only, or music is different, or maths is different, or science is different, or any of these things. They're all one big whole. Okay, they are one big whole. So the biggest mistake a person can do is turn each thing into one subject and just learn one subject and not understand the whole thing. Okay, so if somebody's learning astrology, for example, if they don't know vastu or the directions or energies of directions, so then that is not like all these sciences are connected sciences. They're connected to your human body itself. Okay, they're connected to the world around you. They're connected to everything, up, down, sideways, around you, everything. So like it has to be holistic. And in the Western thing, what the thing is that people go into specialization. Okay, like you're a specialist in this only. Okay, and that is the totally wrong way of approaching anything or any learning in this multiverse. So first you have to understand that everything has to be holistic as a whole. You can't take anything by little pieces and not connect them to the other pieces. Then you will never see the puzzle. You'll never get the whole big picture. So
So
and in
Prash,
that,
you're
like,
saying, just to
yeah,
interrupt you to make it easy for people,
yeah,
so we can
yeah,
connect the herbs, the stone, the musical
yeah,
note, the
yeah,
vibration, the energy, just everything in order to make the
everything.
holistic understanding of one planet, for example.
Yes, yes, yes. Where we are even standing, where we are standing, people don't know where we are standing. The reality is people do not know where we are standing. Where is this place? What is this? Nobody knows. Okay, whatever science has told, and now people are coming to know it's a lie. Okay, whatever science has been telling for the last whatever 100, 200 years, whatever is in the. So people have to first understand where we are. What is all this? The skies and the whole thing, and these projections and these fractals which are coming upon us. And then what nakshatras were like, the book of nakshatras was like these 27 fractals are there in the sky instead
How
of
to
the 12
understand
signs.
it?
Yeah,
How to
yeah,
understand it? What are the
yeah,
first simple steps for people to understand, since we live in such manipulated reality? It's so difficult to release the fears, to release the daily
yeah,
routine in order to to
yes,
enter the status that you're talking about.
yeah. For that, first, like start connecting with nature. Okay, nature is
Yeah.
around you. Like start connecting with nature. Put your feet on the ground. Okay, start watching sunsets. start watching the sky in the night. Okay, you have to take the time out to observe. I mean, like there's so many people who are astrologers right now who have never seen the night sky, who can't even tell
Absolutely.
the constellations. They can't even tell the constellations in the sky.
Absolutely.
If you take them outside, they won't be able to tell which one is which. Okay,
Exactly.
and they can't even see to the eastern horizon and can't tell what sign is rising out there, which is your ascendant. Okay, like
Yes.
so they can't tell that. So I mean, you should be able to do that at least first. Okay, if you get to some like a reality and common sense about around you or something, that is the first step in my view. And then after that, you will come to know more about your body, what diet you should have, what kind of things, how you treat your body and how to treat yourself, and the whole that thing starts first. And then afterwards you take steps forward into a holistic understanding. For now, it's very important to understand, people to understand that do not go for specialization. Do not go for any specialization. That's an important thing. Okay, always go for a holistic thing. Life is a holistic thing. It's not one thing. Okay, so you have to be always going for the full. That's why holy, the word holy in English, they have taken a W out of it. Okay, it's like W is there, WHOLY.
Mhm.
Unless you are whole, you're not holy. Like, okay, okay, so WHOLE, like the HOLY should be taken out. It should be always written WHOLY so that people will remember
Yes.
what it means to be
Hmm.
holy. It's holistic. Okay, that is the real holy. So that is the most important thing. First, people have to understand and then connect with nature. Okay, because Jyotish astrology is the science of nature and the skies and the world around us. This is called Srishti in Sanskrit, Prakriti, like this nature, this sort of construct around us. It's a science of that. Okay, so unless you have any touch with that or any kind of resonance with it, you're never going to get anywhere. Okay, so it's a very important point. So it's, people should not just rely on books. Okay, the bookish thing can only take you a certain like direction or certain far. Like it, like this whole bookish thing, just sitting at home and just reading books and just doing that. Like even my Peace Gita, I tell people to read from their mouth, because then the sound they make while reading it is more important. Again, because when you're speaking the right things, you're creating the right vibration. And to speak properly from the center of your mouth, you have to speak from the center of your mouth, and you have to say each thing properly. So that all of that is an important thing first. It's not just like reading a book from your mind. you know that kind of laziness, the verbal laziness, because like forget about electric guitar or sound from that. People don't even make any proper sound from their mouth. Okay, so even if they have to say word properly, then they don't open their mouth to say properly. Okay, so the sound which comes out of your mouth and how you make it creates your mind. Okay, it's a vibration which is actually programming your mind continuously. That's why it's called a language. Now, everyone knows what a computer language is. It's a program. It programs your mind. Okay, mind. Okay, so that's why whatever you speak programs your mind. Now there's so many languages now, and a lot of those languages have a lot of funniness in them, and they create psychological problems for people, whatever language they are actually speaking, because they're missing a lot of things. Like Sanskrit was a root core language, which is like a Unix operating system. Then after that, like English was created on top, like a Windows operating system. Okay, now you can use that language, like which we are using to communicate, so that you can understand me, I can understand you, your viewers can understand me. But this has a particular problem, like it doesn't have a soft D and a soft T. Okay, so one has to practice those sounds alongside of English if one is using that only as their language and they don't have Hindi or Sanskrit available to them. Okay, so they have to practice soft D's and T's along with it. you know it's a good language, English, for communication and for putting ideas across in a scientific, plain, clear manner. But there's sonically, it has things missing. It has 26 alphabets only. Like Sanskrit has 50. Okay, so there's sonic things missing from it. So one has to make sure that one is practicing those sonics from the mouth first. Okay, once you start doing it from the mouth, then only you get an idea of sound. Okay, so then other things come into play. Okay, So, which are called mantras. Like in Sanskrit, they're called mantras. Okay. But mantras are not something which were just made by the rishis millions of years ago, or you can make yours right now. If you understand sound, you can combine sounds in ways to create
Where people
different.
can find your instructions on combining sounds?
Yeah.
Where can we find
Yeah.
these amazing instructions?
Okay. And that's what I told people, that no matter what language you speak, like if, for example, if you speak from the center of the mouth, okay, and then you speak pure principles, pure principles, pure principles, like I'll give you an example. Pure principle is that no being can own another being. Okay. No being can own another being. Okay. So if a person just repeats all day, no being can own another being. No being can own another being. In whatever language. I'm speaking it in English. Okay. They can speak it in whatever language they are from. They can speak that. Okay. Then that will be a mantra, actually. So whatever is the actual reality in this multiverse and spoken nicely and properly is the mantra. Okay. And
Okay.
okay, so it's a very simple thing. So right now we have made a mantra. Okay. It's not in Sanskrit. It is not given by the rishis. Okay, but we have made one right
So
now.
we are
Okay.
creators in
Yeah.
a way. We are
Yeah.
creators, right?
Yes, 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 yes. So you have to create your own mantra depending on your level of understanding. Okay. Now, whatever truth, fact, pure principle you come across and you come to, then you have to repeat it. You have to make sure that you should not be lazy with your mouth. Okay. Nothing will happen to you if you're lazy with your mouth. Okay. Okay. There's no good. The most important part of human body is mouth and speech. Okay. People think mouth is just for eating food. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So mouth, actually, once you eat food from it, it goes to your stomach. There's fire burning there. It goes there, and it, from that fire, energy gets created. Okay. Now that when you get that energy, then you have to use it back from the mouth itself and say the right things and make the right sounds. Okay. Okay. So that, otherwise this cycle is not complete. You have taken something in, but you're not bringing it out. Okay. So that's called cheating in the
Oh,
universal sense.
very,
That's
very
called, yeah, yeah, you're cheating, right? You're you're taking something in, but you're not giving anything out. There's input, but there is no output. Okay. Like even in an amplifier, anything where you give an input, you expect an output, isn't it? In any device, you expect some output from an input. And if you do that, then you create a, like a cheating with the multiverse, and the results of that are never good. Okay. So all the problems you will face as a being, or any human being, or any kind of being, will be if you don't do the cycle properly. If you don't do right
on
thing
your
with the
level of
energy.
understanding, right? On your
Yeah,
own level. Doesn't
yeah,
matter
yeah.
how, the way you understand it.
The way you understand it, and then you have to speak that out properly. You have to not speak nonsense. Okay. Because your mind will tell a lot of nonsense. It doesn't mean that you speak whatever comes to your mind. Okay. You have to be very, very clear about that this, what I'm speaking, is a fact or a truth. Okay. So even people, if they start with simple things like this is wood, this is that, this is black, this is green, this is cloth, like how kids do it. You
Yes.
know, you stick to reality first, and then afterwards, whenever you get to some realization or some principles, then you repeat those principles. Okay. Then you go to nature, for example, and you see a good sunset, for example, and then you say, oh, this is a nice sunset. And then you have to speak what you like about it, what colors do you like about it, what you like about it. You have to express this from your mouth. So
Like a
then that's called
mantra, repetitively, right? Repetitively, like a
repetitively.
mantra.
Yeah. Because then what it means is that you like something in nature. Then if you speak it from your mouth, then it becomes a praise. It'll become a praise of nature. Okay. So any praise of any higher entity or nature is called a mantra. All mantras in Sanskrit are praises of higher and divine. All of them. They're nothing else. Okay. Like Om Namah Shivaya, for example, means I bow to Shiv, and or praise of Shiv, praise of Shakti. All mantras are that. Okay. So you start with whatever you understand first. in this world what is in front of you, which is nature and other beings. Okay. So something is more than you and you like something about them, then you have to speak that from your mouth. Okay. If you're shy, if you don't use your mouth, then there's a problem. Okay. Because the mouth is the most important thing. Speech is what separates human beings from other creatures on earth. Okay. Okay. So you are supposed to be able to use your mouth properly, Krasi. Okay.
Yes.
It is. So that's the first thing I find, that most people are very reluctant with their speech. Okay. They don't want to speak, and they are very lazy with it. Even the right things, if you know this is the right thing to say, you have to say it. And not just say it, you have to repeat it. That takes work.
But the
Okay.
number of repetition also
Yeah.
matters, because this is also the ciphers, the figures have also certain
Yeah.
value, right? What is the right
Yes.
number of repetition? That do they also apply to the planets and the stars?
Okay. There's no number for it. It should be
Okay.
like whatever you feel.
Okay.
Like any number you do will be good. The more number you do, the better it will be. Okay. Like if you're stacking up frequencies, no matter how many you stack up, it does not matter. You don't have to count. If you start counting, things will go wrong. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
There should be never any counting of the right thing. Okay. Okay. The right thing, no matter how many times you do it, will be the
Absolutely.
right thing. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there should, if you have this whole notion that I'm going to count it, the again, the multiverse will get against you. The force will go against you. Okay. So one has to be very careful about these things. That one has to be like, okay, I'm ready to repeat this ad infinitum, means till infinity. Like I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm not like that thing that I'm gonna give up or I'm gonna stop, or like I'm not gonna be lazy about it. So you have to send the right message to the, because you are being observed. Every time you do an action, this whole universe, multiverse, actually looks at you and is observing you. You are under scrutiny. Okay. You are under observation. Okay. So you have to understand that. Like, just think that there is a, like a camera on you 24/7 365. Okay. Even if there is no camera on, like people
Well,
these days are so worried about, yeah, people these days are so worried about cameras and so many CCTVs. I say, like, there's a camera on you anytime, all the time, anyways.
oh
Okay.
yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
I believe this.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So you have to understand that every time you do some action, or if you're doing something, it's being observed. Okay. So you have to make sure that you're doing the right thing. Okay. That's the first stepping point of any knowledge. Otherwise, the universe will not open up to you and reveal its secrets. Okay. Okay. It's not.
Amazing.
It's
This is truly
it's
amazing.
not going to happen. Okay. Like, so that's what I tell people to do first. Okay. And
With a
not just
discipline, let me just repeat, with a
with,
discipline, right?
yeah, discipline. Yeah, discipline. See, the word disciple in English is the same as discipline. Okay, there's no disciple without discipline. Okay, the
Yes.
same word. Okay, okay, there is nothing like that. So in rishis in ancient time, they're disciples, and they all had to have discipline, and that's when they learned about this multiverse and what to do. Like, because people right now on this earth, they're directionless. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with their time. They don't know what to do with their body. They don't know what to do with anything. They have no actual direction. That's what I
Mhm.
found. Like, because people are just living just like that. I mean, they don't have a clue as to what will happen to them after this physical body finishes, or what's going to happen and all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying, they have no actual clue about anything. So the point is, like, in that kind of situation, you have to get to the point where you have to start looking for answers. That, okay, like, what is the thing? What is this life about? What happens? This, all, the whole thing. And first, you have to get disciplined for that. Because without discipline, your search, your let's say journey, will not be fruitful. Okay,
Absolutely.
because yeah. So people have to, like, so any beings who are going into anything, discipline should be the first word. So for that, even they can repeat that word 1,000 times a whole day. They can just say the word discipline, like discipline, discipline, discipline. Like, they can just keep on saying that, and that'll be good enough, like, because at least it'll train your mind that this is important. It'll train your consciousness, it'll embed into your consciousness, and then you will be able to say, okay, this is the most important thing and I'll have to do this. Without this, nothing is going to happen for me. Nothing is good is going to happen for me. Okay, so that whole understanding is very important. It's key right now for me.
Absolutely.
Like, because the knowledge I have gotten on the basis of what I'm telling. Okay, on the basis of discipline, or basis of that thing. Okay, so if people want to have that knowledge, or more knowledge, or different kinds of knowledge, they have to have that foundation, that basis of discipline. Okay, like, which is nobody's going to talk about right now, because it's not, people don't like that word.
No.
Okay, yeah, people think that that is such a bad thing, something which happens at school or something, uh, like, but this is self-discipline. This is not discipline which somebody else is putting on you. It's
Self-discipline.
you are putting on yourself for making yourself better. It's nothing to do with others. Okay,
It has to do
so
with
people have to
Saturn,
understand.
right? And
Yeah,
softening your
yeah,
life. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, now we come down to Saturn. So okay, Saturn rules discipline. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, so like, Saturn is the, so like, people, you said, like, right now are very worried about Saturn Ketu.
Saturn Ketu, yes.
Okay, okay, so let's understand this. Okay, now, if you don't have disciplined Saturn down pat, then Ketu will be very troubling energy, right? Because Ketu is very erratic, that thing, and it just gives sudden things, and and it gives a sudden jolts, let's say. Okay, and if you don't have the foundation and discipline right, it can be totally unnerving. Okay, so that's why people are scared of this combination or conjunction, because the Ketu thing demands absolute discipline.
Absolute
Like,
discipline.
absolute discipline. It demands, because Ketu is moksha karaka, right? It's going to take you out of from this cycle of birth and death. Okay,
Yeah.
now what does that demand? That demands absolute discipline, right? And if you don't have it, which most people don't have even iota of discipline, forget about absolute discipline, then you can imagine the amount of chaos which that is going to create. Okay, so whatever lack of discipline which you have will come into light under this conjunction, and whenever, so then people are obviously scared of that, because everybody likes actions and no one likes consequences. Okay.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yes, so anything which reeks of consequences, they are very scared of. And with Ketu, things become more and more extreme and more clear in a more harsher manner if the discipline is not there. But if this discipline is there, the same thing becomes a useful thing. You know, then that energy of the Ketu cutting energy, which cuts things, you sort of embrace it. You say, yeah, that's great, that's good. It lightens my load. Okay, if whatever is holding you on to, like the cycle of birth and death, it'll cut, and you'll be more than happy to have that cut. You will not be like crying or screaming about it, because you understand, you have the basic discipline and the thing to understand what is what and why something should be
Prash,
the way
just in brackets, excuse me to interrupt, but in brackets, since you say Ketu comes and cuts, so there
yeah,
is nothing to do. Ketu is just coming, right? There are,
yeah,
and we have to accept with acceptance and discipline. Is this what you're saying? Or there is a way to control this transit right now?
yeah. I mean, the point is, you have to accept, in the sense that there's nothing you can do about it, in a sense that, like, whenever something outlives its use and that kind of thing, then it goes anyways. Leaves also fall after a while. Like, I mean, you can't keep them green all the time. You have to understand, there's a process in nature. You
Yeah.
cannot undo that process. Okay, what I'm saying is, more importantly, as a being, there are things you have to cut out here in order to get free from the chains. So what is actually happening is, Ketu is doing the right thing by cutting off the chains. Chains are heavy. Anything which is a chain is a heavy thing, and if you want to drag it around, that's not a practical thing. Okay, and if you're being impractical, then Saturn gets heavy on you. Okay, that's what's called the Saturn's weight. Because you're impractical, then Saturn punishes you. for being impractical. It'll give you a big load. Then you'll say it has given me this big load, but you are actually wanting that big load by your practicality. Okay. So Saturn Ketu, you'll have to understand about the practicality of things exactly and reality of things as they are. You cannot be in a fantasy, illusory
Oh,
sort of
yes.
existence. Okay, like because then that has a weight too. Okay, and finally that bubble will burst. Okay, so if the bubble bursts, then people think that's not a good thing because the bubble burst. But if you stayed in the bubble, then you get so much karmic debt, you'll create so much bad negative karma for yourself, and you'll do bad wrong actions. So what will be the use of that? There'll be no use of that staying in the bubble. So if the bubble bursts, it's a good thing. You have to take it as a good thing. You can't take it as a negative thing. Okay, it should lead you to more practicality and more that thing of reality, like, because people are missing sense of reality. So so Saturn is very good in that way, and in Saturn Ketu more sense of reality can dawn on people as a whole. So that should be welcomed. I mean, that should not be seen as a negative thing.
But what is if because there is old research which shows that there were some really bad catastrophic events which happened when this happened in the world. Okay, we cannot avoid this, but is there a way that people can ease this up in their own charts? Because imagine when they have this on their ascendant or descendant or midheaven or with the moon or on a key position, then this is certainly very hard. I can imagine, because it's like to have two restrictive energies together in a fire place, something like that. So is there a way?
Yeah, I mean, that's why the way is to be more practical and more realistic. Okay, the more realistic you are, the both these energies will work in your favor. Okay, I mean,
Your
they are
mantras
both.
can be helpful. The discipline and mantras.
Yeah. I mean, if you are taking care of your body, if your posture is right all the time, if you're taking care of speech all your time, if you say the right things, if you do the right thing with your body, if your diet is right, if you're grounding, if you're connecting with nature, then the same two energies will be good for you. Okay, you will
I
not
just said
feel
the
any.
remedy. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So if you do these things, then the same two energies get into your favor. Okay. Then, I mean, because they only hit at beings who are being impractical, shallow, superficial, nonsensical. Okay. That's what these energies hit at. Okay. So if you're not being any of those things, then they'll be fine. Okay. Then that's in your hands. That's your free will decision. Okay. That's your free will
You
decision.
got to the free will. You just got to the
Yes.
free will. Say about the free
Yes.
will, Prash, please.
Yeah. See, the free will is that you can decide how you want to be, how you want to treat your body, how you want to treat yourself, what you want to do in this earth, what actions you want to do. You can decide. You are the decision maker, okay, of those decisions. Okay. Now you decide. And once you decide one way or the other, then accordingly the energies respond. Okay. So if a person decides that I want to be disciplined and I'm going to be disciplined, okay, now that person's Saturn will respond differently to them than a person who says, "Oh, no, I don't care about discipline. I'm just going to do whatever I feel like, whatever my mind tells me." Now, that person's Saturn will be different for them. Okay. So your free will affects your decision, affects how anything is going to be for you. Okay. Okay.
This is
So,
key.
but
This is amazing what you're
yeah,
saying. It's really key.
yeah. Yes. So that's the main thing. So the energies actually change based on your decisions. Okay. And then you have the whole life to decide every moment. You are making
It's
decisions.
never too late. It's never too late. I'm just saying, for people which
Yeah.
are really afraid of this conjunction,
Yes.
it's never too late. From today, from tomorrow.
From this second, from anytime you can make decision, and then from that moment things change, and the whole Grahas system, the set changes towards you. Okay. So people have to understand that if you're going to be undisciplined, if you're going to be in a way where you think anything actions have no consequences, okay, if you have this kind of mindset, then all grahas are problem for you, all of them. Then Venus, Jupiter, any Mercury, anything is a problem for you. Okay.
Everything, yes. Yes.
And then people will say, oh, this becomes retrograde, now it's a problem. Okay, if it becomes this, then people are always scared of everything then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
our materialistic reality,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Like, so yeah, so if Saturn Mars conjunct, then that's also a problem. Okay, Mercury gets retrograde, it's also a problem. Okay, then and if Jupiter Venus come together, that's also a problem. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, what is not a problem? Okay. I mean, I want to ask, what is not a problem exactly? You know, the problem is that you yourself are not in control of your own discipline or your actions. That's what the problem is. Okay. Once you get that right, everything has a positive aspect. Every conjunction, every planetary position has a positive aspect if you have that under control. Okay. So, so, and that's up to you. That's up to no one else. Like, so
This
that's the, yeah,
this
yeah.
is amazing. Yeah, what you're saying, it's like sounds like a blessing. Really, it's amazing what you're saying. Uh,
Yes. Yeah.
in
That's why even every nakshatra, like no matter what nakshatra you have, okay, like all nakshatra placements you have, you can make the best out of it. Like every nakshatra has the right thing. Okay. And people think that, okay, some nakshatras are tougher, like Purva Bhadpad and things like that. But even that, if you have discipline, if you're ready to do penance, tapasya, then that's a good nakshatra. Okay. But but you have to be able to ready to do that, like you know what I'm saying. If that's the whole point of the whole thing. Like it's not that energies in this multiverse are designed in any way to harm you anything. Whatever is happening is by your past actions only. These grahas are giving you particular that things as per your past actions only. So if you change your actions in the present, then you change everything again. you know and for that, the free will is there in your hands. So like, it's not like if some chart is there from the whole life has to go like that. you know Anytime you can decide, no, I'm going to do the right actions, and nothing can stop you.
But does it mean that you can influence really encoded important events in your chart, like somebody's death or important
Yes,
events which are key events in your chart, which through, for example, primary directions or through the
yes,
Vedic chart,
yes, yes.
you can change?
Through yes, through tapasya, Sanskrit word tapasya, penance, you can change anything. When I say anything, I mean anything. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. It is anything. There's nothing which is not subject to change. So action is paramount. Okay, that's why action is considered paramount. It is top. Do you know what I'm saying? Not fate. Fate is not paramount. Action is. Okay.
Fate is not enough, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Fate is below action. This is action. This is fate. Okay, it's below it. Okay. Okay. So people have to understand that very, very clear. That's why I'm saying, before going to science like astrology, because a lot of people are spreading this whole thing that everything is fixed or nothing can be done, all this kind of thing, which is wrong information has been given to people, and that's where the whole problem lies. That's why people who start doing this kind of science without understanding any pure principles of the multiverse, then there's a problem. You know, but one should not get into this kind of science, because then it's a very problematic thing. It's like a sword, like a knife, which will hurt you
Yes, you live in
instead of helping
fears only.
you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it'll hurt you. It's like a knife which will hurt you instead of cutting vegetables. Okay,
Yes.
or doing something for you, it'll actually hurt you. Like, so it's very, people should be very careful. Like, in like so knowing the real things about this multiverse is very more important. That's why Peace Gita, I say, people should get that book first, understand that properly before moving into any Jyotish, astrology, or any of the other thing, Krasi. That's what I would suggest. I mean, to
Absolutely.
everyone around the, yeah, like
Absolutely.
whosoever your viewers and everyone around the world will get to see this and hear this on the internet. Yeah.
say please, Prash, this thing which is unbelievable, and there are evidences, and you film it, and it is available on your channel. Say please about the way you provoke the creation of the crop circles, excuse me, after you, because we live in electric universe, right? And with your electric guitar, and this is planetary, and this is knowledge of the multi universe, and you create the crop circles, and then you have also this rainbow, and this is astrology and knowing the language of universe. Say a bit about it, because this is really, really a key to
there, for example, like, there was a sound called, there's a symbol which is called Om symbol now. There's a Om symbol. Now the sound is called Om, right? Everyone calls it Om, like, and I was saying that that's not its real sound. Om is not the full sound. So I did the complete real sound of that. In a cave in England in July 2007. So when I did that sound, people can watch it on the film. It's called Om Crop Circle, 7th July 2007. That's where the film is. And then I did the full proper sound. And then obviously, if that is the real sound, then the nature will give some response, right? If this is so in a day or two, there was a crop circle on the field, which was the whole Om design on 1,000 yards by 1,000 yards, and it was a perfect design, and it caused so much stir. It was a big symbol, and it was like everybody could see that is Om. There was no controversy about it, because once it's a very clear symbol, this is that. So nothing, it was very clear and open. So then it sort of created a stamp, let's say, of what I was speaking was the right sound, right, of that symbol. So then that sound and that symbol got connected through that crop circle. So it started like that, and there are so many other things after that I did, just to create a sense of that this is not the right thing. Then the new multiverse will stamp it. If it's not, it won't. So then you have there is nothing to like like it's a very proper, real scientific kind of thing. You do an experiment and you get the result. So what I was saying was that like, if this thing is like this, if people do Om, and let's see if circle happens, it won't happen. So correct sound has to be done, and then has to be done with the right intent. And the right intent is always like, you're not trying to get something out of there. When you do the right thing, you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. It's not because you want something out of it. Or you want this or that to happen, or you want this. That should not be the intent.
No.
The intent should be to do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do, not because you want X or Y or Z or anything out of it. So because the multiverse also looks at your intent. What is your intent? So that's an important thing. So that's where I tell people, like, don't go out there and just say like, I'm going to open my Kundalini, I'm going to open my third eye. Once you start like that, you can never open your third eye. You can never do anything. If you start with this kind of attitude, it's a wrong attitude. Your attitude should be, I want to do the right thing in this multiverse, no matter what it is. Whatever the right thing is, I'll do. Then things will happen for you. Then you don't have to ask for things. Things will happen for you. But your attitude has to be right from the beginning. Beginning is the most important time. So your attitude has to be right from the beginning. So that's what I tell people. And then when I'm doing these sounds, I'm giving people, like right now of Earth out here, like a sort of spectacle, like where I'm showing people that this is possible and this can happen and this happens. But otherwise people don't believe. Crop circles are things which people have to look at because they're real. They happen on Earth. You can film them. You can walk in them. They're not like ghosts or stories of ghosts where people can believe or not believe. Or I want to show them practically in front of their eyes that these things happen, and they can be happen. Like with the rainbow, you can see crop circle, you can see. All of these things are there in this world which you can perceive. So I want to give them a demonstration so that they understand that, because a lot of people don't even believe in or like other realities or other realms or other lives or a lot of these things. So there is a actual thing for me to show people
It
that
is.
this is possible and these things are there and this is real. Okay, now
Yeah.
you, yeah, now you have to do something about it. So it's a demonstration. Like for me, it's just a demonstration. Okay, actually, you know. So like even the nakshatra book, like that way, people can apply it anytime in charts, and they'll find it'll always come true. Those nakshatras, those psychological things, those natures, no matter how many charts they apply it in, it'll always
It always
apply.
works. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it always works. Okay, so thing has to work. My thing is, if it's real, if it's that thing, it will work. Okay, so that is just an extension of that for me, like staying realistic and making things work. Okay, but for people, like I'm not saying that people can go out and do this what I'm doing, because there are a lot of things you have to do before. Like you have to have a foundation. You know, I just don't do these things just like that. You know, like I built up a foundation over a long time before I do any of those things. You know, but so people have to be like first having the right attitude of ready to put in the discipline and the work on themselves, not anybody else, on themselves before they start going into any of these things. Okay, because I don't want people to think that it's, or is this is possible just by, without their changing their lifestyle, without changing their mindset, without changing their psychological nature, without changing any of these things. You know, you'll have to change all of it. You'll have to reset it, a whole lot of things about yourself actually, and that will happen by you actually speaking, repeating the pure principles. If you repeat them a lot of time, you'll find that a lot of your internal psychological knots are getting sorted automatically. You know, you will feel like that, yeah, the change is happening inside you, like just by doing that work, which is done with your physical body. Because the work you're doing with the physical body, but you'll find the internals are changing by the work which is done by the physical body. Okay.
But how about the power of prayer? Do you recognize this as additional power to the power of the yes?
Okay. Yes. Okay. The prayer is a very bad, wrong word. Okay. Prayer, one should never pray. Okay. Because pray is a short form of the word praise. In
All
English, the word
right.
is praise. When you
Oh yeah.
shorten the word, you get pray. Okay. You take it to the full word, praise.
Praise. Yes.
So one should praise higher and divine. One should praise the nature. One should praise higher beings. One should praise, not pray. Pray means you are asking for something.
Yeah.
Pray means, okay, give me this, give me that. Okay, help me. Okay, that's prayer. Okay, praise is like you praise the qualities of nature, of higher beings for this multiverse. You praise. Okay, that is a different thing. So one has to praise, one has to not pray, one has to
Praise.
praise. So there is power in praise.
All right.
Yeah, not
What
in pray.
this
Yeah,
is a key thing
yeah,
again. It's amazing, but
yeah,
gosh, we have
yeah.
so many obstacles in this reality, in this materialistic reality. Like, for example, because we're talking about vibrations and we're talking about electric universe and how you communicate, but then there is this 4D and 5D coming, which is truly interfering into the vibrational level of the nature of the universe. And it is believed that this will be really like
Okay, okay,
destroying certain, yes. How are you going to solve this then?
okay.
Because
Okay. 4G and 5G. Okay, they are also EM waves. Okay, they're electromagnetic waves. Okay,
yeah,
they are also part of nature. They are not outside of nature. Okay, they are a certain frequency, bandwidth, and that thing. They'll only create problems for beings who are at a certain level of frequency, stuck at a certain level of frequency. They will not affect beings which are beyond that level of frequency. Okay, they are nothing pretty much at all for beings who are at that level of frequency. Okay, like so you have to understand that whatever is coming is not anything which can hurt you if you are disciplined in yourself. Okay, there is, so your power will be much more than 4G or 5G. Like they're very like little waves, like just like when you go into water, you know, water molecules hit you. Okay, but that doesn't destroy your body, does it? okay, just because these water molecules are hitting you and stuff like that. So like going into this, a field of 4G and 5G will be just like for you going into a bath, like like okay,
It
like
is like to
nothing for you.
uplift your vibrations above this
Yeah,
5G and
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So for you it'll be nothing, just like going into a bath. Okay,
All right.
like,
All
okay,
right, but
not
this would
nothing.
mean that we need to keep certain level of discipline all the time, not to fall
Yeah.
into this trap, right? Because it is a
Yes, yes,
trap.
yes, yes. Because yeah, because once you're doing the right things and once your level is at that situation, these things are very minor things, very minor. They're nothing. Okay, people people make a big hoopla out of them because their situation is because they're caught and trapped at that level. Okay, you know. So that's then everything is a problem. Saturn Ketu is a problem. 4G is a problem. 5G is a problem. Like everything is a problem. Only because you are stuck at that level of being, finally is this frequency. You can turn it, you can transmute it, you can do anything. Even with 5G, you'll get fast net. Okay, fine. This talk which you're hearing, it'll like load faster for you. That's all. It's nothing else which is gonna be like you can use that for your favor. You don't have to be afraid of it. Okay. Okay. What I'm saying is there's nothing which any beings can do to you, if you are doing the right thing yourself. Okay. This multiverse will protect you from anything. Okay. If you're doing the right thing yourself. Okay. So it's a thing where you have to understand and totally like feel like, okay, so these things are very important to be known,
Very,
for people.
very, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people are kept in fear. And
Yeah.
that's why this conversation with you, I feel really like life changing.
Yeah.
To me, it is. And always everything that have been following for so long that you're doing for me is life changing. So it's another amazing thing. Yeah, indeed.
Yes. And fear is a good thing. Okay. Fear is a good thing in the sense that you have to know that if you don't do the right thing, bad things will happen to you. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that much fear is okay. Like that will make you like, okay, do the right thing. Okay, that's fine because nobody wants pain, torture, or hell. Okay, nobody wants that. Okay, so people don't want any of this bad things to happen to them. So that fear is obviously not even it's natural. Okay, I'll consider that fear natural, but it should not turn into paranoia. Okay, or
Exactly.
craziness. Okay, yeah. So there's a basic fear of not like having bad things happen to one, which is the right thing. Obviously, like, no one wants bad things to happen. Everyone wants good things to happen. So but then you have to do the right actions for it. Okay, so people have to realize that they want to do the right actions for it so that good things happen. Okay, so it's not a matter of fear, then it's a matter of doing. Okay, one should not just stay stuck in fear and not do anything. Okay, it should not be paralyzing, the fear, or debilitating, that you don't take any action or decision. you know so that's the most important thing. So, and on all the unnecessary fear one has to get over. Like even if people keep on shouting about 4G or 5G, that's not going to do anything practical or positive for them. you know Finally people are using internet and they will use internet, and they will come to know things, because even how will they people hear this interview if there's not internet? I mean, how is this going to happen? So people have to use the things properly for the purpose and then take proactive actions, like the kind of things which I've been telling. If they start putting in their lives, they'll find that they'll get the results. They'll see the changes and the results in front of them, right in front of them, like just like the crop circles and everything. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen it with my eyes on your channel, and I'll put link to people to see it because this is truly amazing. And I'm sure that with the right discipline and repetition, we can do it
Yeah.
also to manifest what we desire, right? What about giving some
Yeah.
recipe on manifesting what we desire? People may desire different things, what they don't have in their lives. Is it again the
Yeah.
same way of mantra, repeating mantras?
Yeah, I mean, the point is like desire and stuff is this, like w- first, before you desire something, you have to know what do you want from it. It's not just like finally all people desire happiness. Okay, finally that's what beings desire, is happiness. Okay, in the end, like if
Yes,
you desire
yes.
something, like because you're trying to get happiness, if I get that, then I'll be happy. Okay, or I'll feel fulfilled. Okay, if I get this or if I get that, okay, then people are feeling like that. So you have to see whether that fulfills other beings who have gotten it. You have to be smart about it, what you want even. Like you can't be intelligence-less. You can't be dumb about it, because even if you try to manifest things through dumbness or ignorance, then finally you'll get nothing. You'll get pain in the end. Okay, so that is not worth manifesting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so first, like, try to understand even what to want or desire. Okay,
which can start with understanding your horoscope, right? With this knowledge.
Yeah. Or connecting to nature, getting some common sense. Okay, so first one has to even look into what I should desire, what I should want. Okay, so one should look for, okay, one should say, I desire, I want pleasure, or I want higher states, I want no pain. Okay, that's fine. Then you try to say these things. You can speak these things, sentences every day. Okay, so at least your consciousness will try and manifest that kind of reality for you. Okay, and you'll take steps towards going in that direction. Okay, so even that is a good baby step to
Okay. Mm-hmm.
to that thing, to rather than thinking of simple wants and desires which people have of different kinds. I would just say, like, bring it to the point. Okay, which point is pleasure, happiness, okay, bliss. This is the point, right? Of
Yes.
any. So one has to stay to the point rather than getting lost in the in the details of it, because whatever you think you might want or desire might not give you happiness or bliss or any of those things. So
Exactly.
so you have to be very smart about the whole thing. And so I would suggest, like, first look into that. Even, like, just don't do things quickly, like, I want that, or just don't be
Absolutely.
like, okay, I desire that, like,
Yeah, because money
give up.
can be a very sad thing, right? Money can be
Yeah,
very, very sad thing,
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
example.
yeah. So yeah, everything, like, so people have to be you have to be smart about it. Okay, and for that you have to get connecting with nature, and you have to start doing the right things. You have to, like, whatever I said before, then it'll give you a sense about what to desire and want even. So all of that, people have to say it. And manifestation will happen later. First, try and be very careful about what you manifest. Okay, because like, if you do it in ignorance and nonsense, then it'll totally create a horror for you, which you never envisaged, or which you never wanted for yourself in the first place. So that's what I would suggest for
Yes, be
people.
careful what you desire. And when you're
Yeah,
clear with what you desire, what
yeah,
is the way to manifest it? Exactly, you connecting with the nature, having discipline in saying the
yeah.
right.
If you have, yeah, if you're connecting with nature and you have discipline, you can manifest pretty much most of the things. Whatever you want, I mean, in that kind of way, like, and that too, things which will be good for you and good for others too, and it'll be holistically a good thing as a whole. Okay, not just, you know like, it creates a good thing for everybody, including yourself. Okay, and it doesn't trod on anybody, or like create problems for anybody. So
Oh, yes, because then you receive it karmically back, right? When you are,
yes, yes,
yes,
yes,
everything has to be
yes.
done with good intention, indeed, yes.
Yes, Krasi, like, that's, I think, yeah, this is enough for people to digest what we have talked today, and we can talk another time.
Yes, it's so interesting. I was not thinking to let you go. Thank you so much. And I really hope that we can talk another time. And
We
this,
will, we will.
oh, thank you. And this, to me, our conversation, without any exaggeration, is a blessing to me, because I will tell you that just recently I was prizing, not praying, and I was
Yeah,
prizing for the real knowledge in relation to these exactly things and matters that we spoke about. So. And you just gave me the answers. To me, this is a true blessing, and I'm sure that this will be for many
yes,
people. Prash,
yes, yes, yes,
thank you
yes.
so much. And I will certainly be so happy if you could um, again talk with me about all these amazing things. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I will, Krasi. It was very nice to talk to you, because you were very like a nice host, and you let me speak, and you were actually like looking for the real thing, rather than just, a lot of people right now, when they interview and stuff, they just want to stick to their points, or they want TRP, or they want more people to subscribe, and they want only certain kind of knowledge, like information kind of thing, which, like, and you were going for the real thing, so which is the best thing. I mean, that's more, nothing more can be asked of any human being
Thank
on
you
earth.
so much. It was blessing to me, and thank
Okay.
you, Prash, really. And
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you, and well, all the best and blessings to you. And you're doing just the best job of a contemporary guru. There are not. I haven't seen any others doing what you're doing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
blessings. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I will just